Have you ever been told that kindness is a virtue? What if I told you that being too kind could actually destroy your life? Just last week, I learned a hard lesson that generosity can come at a cost. Today, I'm going to share 8 shocking ways kindness can backfire. Stay tuned to protect yourself from these hidden dangers. Why can kindness sometimes be harmful? Is kindness really a double-edged sword? Let's dive in and discover how you can maintain your kindness without losing yourself in the process. Excessive kindness can lead to unrealistic expectations. Chances are you've encountered a situation like this. You help someone out, and then again, you help someone else and again. You think it's simple because you're being kind. But have you ever realized that when you're too kind, others might begin to expect more and more from you? The truth is, excessive kindness can create unrealistic expectations from those around you. At first, your acts of kindness might be small gestures, but when others see that you're always there to help, they begin to take it for granted. Eventually, they might start asking for more without ever needing to give anything back. You end up caught in this cycle, and before you know it, you feel drained, disappointed, and even hurt because you aren't receiving any recognition or reciprocity for your efforts. This happens because your kindness has inadvertently set an unsustainable standard. You might feel responsible to meet every request, to please everyone, and when you can't meet those expectations, you feel like you're failing. That's why being too kind can lead to disappointment, because the expectations of others sometimes don't match what you're realistically able to give. Example, you might start by helping a coworker, giving them advice, or assisting them with a task. But then they begin asking for help with everything, and over time, you realize you're spending more time helping them than taking care of your own responsibilities. You feel overwhelmed by their needs and unsure how to say no because you don't want to let them down. This is the trap that excessive kindness can lead to. When you're constantly trying to please everyone, you're not only putting unnecessary pressure on yourself, but you can also end up feeling unappreciated. The people you help may not realize that you've given all you can, and their expectations just keep rising. This not only makes you feel overloaded, but it can also lead to a sense of being unappreciated. So, how can you avoid falling into this trap while still maintaining kindness? How can you help without others expecting too much from you? The answer is, set clear boundaries. Kindness doesn't mean you have to sacrifice everything to please others. You can help, but you need to know when to say no. This is how you protect yourself while still offering meaningful assistance. Prioritizing others' needs over your own can have negative effects on your emotional and financial health. When we focus too much on pleasing others and prioritizing their needs, we can unknowingly neglect ourselves. Have you ever felt like you're always the one making sacrifices, doing everything for others, yet never have time for yourself? At first, helping others feels rewarding, but over time, this can become a heavy burden on your emotional and financial well-being. Prioritizing others' needs can slowly drain your emotional energy. You may start feeling stress from trying to meet every request, unable to say no, and gradually, you disconnect from your own needs. The feeling of not having time for yourself, for your hobbies, or for the important relationships in your life can leave you feeling isolated and alone, even when you're surrounded by people who need your help. Example, you may continuously work overtime to help a colleague finish a project just because you don't want to disappoint them. But in doing so, you neglect your own basic needs like getting rest, maintaining family relationships, or simply having time for yourself. Eventually, you begin to feel exhausted and overwhelmed, and before you know it, you realize you've lost focus on what's truly important to you. Beyond emotional well-being, constantly focusing on helping others can also negatively impact your personal finances. When you're always trying to meet others' expectations, you might find yourself spending more time, energy, and money on things that aren't really necessary, just to please others. This can lead to financial strain when you invest your resources into caring for others, but forget to care for yourself. Example, you might have lent money to a friend without thinking about how you'll manage your own expenses. You want to help them because you don't want them to face hardship, but you fail to realize that doing so might leave you financially struggling in the coming months. This doesn't just affect your finances, but can also leave you feeling anxious and uncertain about your future. When you constantly prioritize others over yourself, you may become someone who is easily exploited without receiving anything in return. Over time, you could feel emotionally drained, financially insecure, and disconnected from other meaningful relationships in your life. So, how can we help others without depleting ourselves? The answer lies in setting boundaries. Helping others doesn't mean you have to give up your own basic needs. Sometimes you need to say no when something is beyond your capacity, and remember that taking care of yourself isn't selfish. You cannot sustainably help others if you don't keep yourself healthy and happy. When you realize that excessive self-sacrifice can leave you emotionally exhausted and financially strained, it's crucial to learn how to create balance. Don't let yourself fall into the trap of stress or neglecting self-care, just for the sake of kindness. Set boundaries and remember that you need to love and take care of yourself before you can truly help others in a sustainable way. Excessive kindness can lead to neglecting self-care. We all know that kindness is a valuable virtue, but what happens when that kindness becomes a habit pushed to excess? When we continually put others' needs before our own, we can unknowingly neglect ourselves. You might feel like you're always the one sacrificing, doing everything for others, yet never have time for yourself. At first, helping others may feel rewarding, but over time it can turn into a heavy burden on both your emotional and physical well-being. Excessive kindness can lead you to neglect essential activities that nourish your body and mind. You might forget to sleep well, eat healthily, or even take time to relax and reduce stress. When you don't care for yourself, you not only harm your own well-being but also diminish your ability to help others effectively. Only when you are healthy and happy can you truly support others without feeling exhausted. Example, you might spend your evenings helping a friend, listening to their life struggles and trying to come up with solutions for them. But then you realize you've forgotten to take care of your own needs, resting, eating well, or even maintaining important relationships. Over time you feel tired, drained, and unable to do the things you love. Eventually you'll find yourself feeling forgotten as you sacrifice your well-being for others. This is a prime example of how excessive kindness can lead to imbalance in your life. When you constantly dedicate all your time and energy to helping others without paying attention to your own needs, you will not be able to sustain that effort in the long run. Kindness should not be limitless, and if you don't know how to care for yourself, you won't be able to continue supporting others effectively. So, how can you help others without depleting yourself? The answer lies in actively and intentionally practicing self-care. Maintaining a balance between kindness and self-care is critical. You can help others, but you must also ensure you have enough energy and health to continue supporting them. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's a prerequisite for being able to help others effectively. Example, you can set aside time each week specifically for self-care. It could be a morning workout, a few hours for reading a favorite book, or simply sitting in silence to relax your mind. By doing this, you won't feel drained or depleted, and instead, you'll have more energy to give to others. Make sure that you are creating space for yourself where you can recharge and restore your energy. Only when you're healthy and full of energy can you effectively help others without burning out. Remember, taking care of yourself is not an act of selfishness, but an investment in your ability to help others. When you know how to love and care for yourself, you not only maintain your mental and physical health, but you also become stronger and more resilient in supporting those around you. Don't let kindness become an excuse for neglecting yourself. Create balance and you'll find that your kindness will bring sustainable, meaningful value. Excessive kindness can be seen as a sign of weakness. While kindness is a virtue that's highly valued, sometimes excessive kindness can make others perceive you as weak. When you are always willing to sacrifice yourself to help others without clear boundaries, some people may not respect you and may take advantage of your kindness. They may see you as someone who's easy to manipulate and someone who allows themselves to be exploited without expecting anything in return. When your kindness becomes something others can easily exploit, you start to feel unappreciated and even forgotten. You might dedicate a lot of time and energy to helping others, but you don't receive any gratitude or support when you need it. This not only diminishes your self-worth but also makes others view you as weak, someone they can easily take advantage of without considering your needs. Example, imagine that you're always the person helping a friend or coworker, never saying no to any requests. But then when you find yourself in a tough situation, you realize that they are unable or unwilling to help you. You start feeling used, like your kindness has become a burden rather than a gift. Over time, this feeling of being taken advantage of can lead to frustration and resentment, making you question whether your kindness is truly appreciated or if it's simply being exploited. Excessive kindness can create an image of you as someone who can be manipulated. Some people may view you as a tool for their own purposes, rather than seeing you as a friend or partner who shares mutual support. This damages your relationships and makes you feel disrespected, creating a negative cycle where your kindness is no longer valued. So, how can you maintain kindness without being seen as weak or being taken advantage of? The answer is by setting strong boundaries. When you establish clear boundaries, not only do you protect yourself, but you also help others understand that you deserve respect. Kindness does not mean you have to meet everyone's demands. It means being willing to help in situations that are appropriate, where you feel comfortable and can help without harming yourself. Example, if a colleague asks you to do something that you feel uncomfortable with or cannot manage because you already have too many tasks, instead of agreeing right away, you should say that you cannot help at this moment. This doesn't mean you're not kind. It simply means that you understand your limits and won't allow yourself to be taken advantage of. Remember, you don't have to do everything for everyone to be appreciated. You deserve respect, and you have the right to set boundaries when necessary. By starting to say no in a polite but firm manner, you not only protect yourself but also help others understand that your kindness has limits and must be respected. So, kindness doesn't mean sacrificing yourself to please others. It means being able to help within your capacity without harming yourself. When you set strong boundaries and learn how to say no politely, you will no longer be seen as weak or easily exploited. You'll be someone who can help others sustainably without paying the price of self-harm. Remember, taking care of yourself and respecting your own needs is a vital part of maintaining kindness in a healthy way. 8 strategies to protect yourself from being taken advantage of while still promoting kindness. We've explored how excessive kindness can lead to undesirable outcomes, from creating unrealistic expectations to neglecting self-care and feeling taken advantage of. However, that doesn't mean you have to abandon kindness and only focus on yourself. Achieving balance between helping others and protecting yourself is absolutely possible. Today, I'm going to share with you 8 powerful strategies to protect yourself from being exploited while still promoting kindness in your life. 1. Set clear boundaries. To avoid being taken advantage of, it's crucial to define your personal boundaries. Remember, not every request from others needs to be fulfilled, and you don't have to help all the time. When you know when to say no politely but firmly, you'll protect your time and energy. Example, if a colleague asks you to do something outside of working hours, and you can't or don't want to, don't hesitate to say you have other plans. Politely and clearly declining helps you protect your time and maintain respect for yourself while also respecting others. 2. Help only when you are truly able. Kindness should not be unconditional. You have the right to refuse help when you feel that offering it would harm your health, work, or personal life. Don't feel obliged to please others at any cost. Example, if a friend asks for help with a personal issue when you're already overwhelmed, instead of rushing to help and ignoring your own priorities, you can offer a reasonable solution, like suggesting to help them at a later time. This helps you protect yourself while still maintaining kindness. 3. Schedule time for rest. If you want to help others effectively and sustainably, you need to ensure you take time to recover and rest. Self-care isn't just about eating well or sleeping, it's also about giving yourself time to recharge emotionally and mentally. Without this, you won't be able to continue helping others in a healthy way. Example, set aside self-care time every week. It could be a morning workout, a few hours of reading your favorite book, or simply sitting in quiet reflection. By doing this, you won't feel drained, and you'll have more energy to give to others. 4. Learn to politely but firmly say no. Learning to say no is an essential skill for protecting yourself from being exploited. This doesn't mean you're being unkind, but rather that you're respecting your own needs and boundaries. Saying no tactfully and confidently helps you maintain your dignity and ensures that your kindness is not taken for granted. Example, if someone asks for help but you're already stretched thin, kindly say something like, "I would love to help, but I'm unable to at this time because I already have prior commitments." Saying no helps you preserve your time and keeps your relationships with others intact. 5. Don't feel guilty for saying no. Many people feel guilty when they can't help others, especially when they could. However, saying no is your right, and there's no reason to feel guilty for protecting your time and energy. Remember, you cannot effectively help others if you aren't in a good mental or physical state yourself. Example, when you decline helping someone because you have your own plans, don't feel guilty. Taking care of your mental and emotional health is essential to being able to assist others in the future. 6. Help only those who appreciate your kindness. Not everyone will be appreciative of your kindness. Pay attention to those who genuinely appreciate your help, and those who might exploit it. If someone repeatedly asks for your help but never shows gratitude, it's a sign that you might need to reassess how much you help them. Example, if you notice that you are always helping someone, but they never show appreciation and just keep asking for more, it's time to set a boundary and evaluate whether your assistance is truly valued. 7. Help with conditions. Helping others is a wonderful thing, but sometimes you need to set conditions. Never feel obligated to help someone just because they ask if you don't genuinely want to or if it would negatively impact you. Example: if you want to help a friend but feel burdened by it, set a condition. Help them, but ask them to return the favor in some way, perhaps by helping you when you're in need. By doing so, you create a balanced and reciprocal relationship. 8. Seek support from others. Kindness doesn't mean you have to do everything on your own. If you feel overwhelmed, don't hesitate to seek support from others. Just as you're ready to help others, you too deserve help and support in maintaining balance in your life. Example: when you feel overwhelmed by everything you're managing, reach out to family, friends, or colleagues for support. They will understand and help you, preventing you from feeling like you have to do everything alone. With these strategies, you can protect yourself from being taken advantage of while still maintaining kindness in a healthy way. Helping others is a noble act, but it doesn't mean you have to sacrifice yourself in the process. Learn to maintain balance, set boundaries, and protect your well-being. When you protect yourself, you will not only maintain your kindness, but also be able to help others effectively and sustainably. Excessive kindness can lead to being taken advantage of or mistreated. We often hear that kindness is a virtue, but in some cases, excessive kindness can lead to being taken advantage of or mistreated without realizing it. When you're always willing to help others without setting clear boundaries, others may fail to recognize that you also have your own needs and limits. Over time, you could be seen as a tool to serve others' interests rather than being respected as someone with value and personal needs. When your kindness becomes something others can easily take advantage of, you start to feel unappreciated and even forgotten. You may dedicate a lot of time and energy to helping others, but not receive any gratitude or support when you need it. This not only diminishes your self-worth but also makes others see you as weak, someone they can easily manipulate without considering your needs. Example: you might help a friend over a long period of time in job searches, giving advice, and even helping them prepare their resumes. But once they land the job, they don't come back to help you when you need advice or even thank you. You feel like you've invested a lot of time and effort but got nothing in return. This leaves you feeling used and unappreciated. Over time, this feeling of being exploited can lead to frustration and resentment, making you question whether your kindness is truly valued or if it's simply being taken for granted. Excessive kindness can create an image of you as someone who can be exploited. Some people may see you as a tool for their own purposes rather than viewing you as a friend or partner with mutual support. This damages your relationships and leaves you feeling disrespected, creating a negative cycle where your kindness is no longer valued. So, how can you maintain kindness without being taken advantage of or mistreated? The answer is building respect and clear boundaries. Helping others is a noble act, but you need to set boundaries to protect yourself and ensure that you are respected as a person with your own rights and needs. Example: imagine you've been helping a friend for a while, but they never show appreciation or value your efforts. When you help them again, you can ask them to show appreciation or contribute in some way to create a balanced relationship. This doesn't diminish your kindness but protects you from being taken advantage of. When you set clear boundaries and expect respect from others, you not only protect yourself but also help others understand that your kindness has limits. This creates a healthy and sustainable relationship where both you and the people you help feel respected. Therefore, helping others is a wonderful thing, but kindness must come with self-respect and boundaries. Don't let your kindness become something that others exploit. Learn to set boundaries, demand respect, and when necessary, know how to say no, politely but firmly. Only when you do this will your kindness truly become a valuable gift, not a burden or something taken advantage of. So in this video we've explored the hidden consequences of excessive kindness and how to maintain it without harming yourself. As we've seen, kindness should have no limits, but we must know when to say no and how to protect ourselves from being taken advantage of. Only when you take care of yourself, set boundaries, and maintain self-respect can you truly help others in a sustainable and effective way. Remember, you deserve to be respected and loved. Kindness must go hand in hand with self-protection and balance in life. If you apply these strategies, you'll be able to maintain peace while helping others without sacrificing yourself. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss upcoming videos on how to live healthily and maintain positive relationships. Please leave a comment below and share your thoughts on kindness and how you set boundaries in your life. Have you ever felt taken advantage of? What strategies do you use to protect yourself while still being kind? Thank you for watching. Keep taking care of yourself and remember, only when you maintain balance can you truly bring value to those around you.